This is Dan from Action Figure Magic, and we have a Hasbro G.I. Joe classified Fortnite crossover Snake Eyes right here, and a little bit of a change of pace. Typically, when I do my unboxings, I start with a stop motion, but since it is a deluxe set, I don't know how to open it. So I figured, why don't we do this all together and just see the experience of unboxing it. Then I'll do my stop motion unboxing. Then we'll do the toy review. So a little bit out of sorts, but you know what? Let's get crazy. The main thing I wanted to try to avoid while unboxing it was cutting the figure, because if he's standing too close and I stick the knife in there while I'm doing the stop motion, we don't want to hurt him. So right now what we're doing is we're cutting the tape, and then it's going to slide open, and then we've got the real goods on the inside of the slip case. So there we go. We'll just slide that guy right out. And there we go. We see our Fortnite, we see our G.I. Joe, we see our Snake Eyes, 0 point edition, and it looks like it folds open or pulls out. So let's take a look at that. Oh, he is sideways, so it looks like it opens to the side like an elevator that reveals our Snake Eyes. Oh, there he is. That is actually a really cool. I'm kind of glad I did this without the stop motion so I could see the reveal, because that is actually a pretty impressive box design. It opens up, pushes the forward out. He's got all his accessories right there. We're going to play with all of those accessories individually. There's a ton of really fun ones in there. One looks like a plunger, so you really can't go wrong with that. And so let's package them back up and pretend like none of this ever happened, and we will do our stop motion unboxing. And now that we know how it opens up, and now we have him standing the right way, he's going to be bursting out of this, cutting through the case, and then snake eyesing it up, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. All right, now we have our snake eyes open and ready to go. And the box that this was put in is pretty amazing. The snake eyes is perfect, and he's got a ton of pretty amazing accessories. Let's take a look at the figure real quick. He's got everything you would expect from a G.I. Joe figure. He's got his belt, he's got little grenades, he's got some flashy G.I. Joe symbols on him, and he's got a gun on his waist. He's got a knife ready to go, and he is just loaded with accessories. So G.I. Joe, oh, that's interesting. So G.I. Joe classified figures typically have removable weapons or holsters on them. These, for the first time, it looks like those are fixed in there. Those do not come off, probably because they wanted to load him up with other accessories. From an articulation standpoint, he's got the double jointed knee. He's got the ankle that could wiggle so he can do those dance moves. He's got a nice split because he's a ninja. He's got to do those things. He's got the ab crunch also for dancing purposes. And since this is a Fortnite crossover, you know he's going to be hitting those dance moves because that's a key feature of Fortnite. And I genuinely believe that Fortnite is responsible for teaching an entire generation how to dance. So there's kids out there doing those dances. They learned them purely from Fortnite. And looking at the sword that he came with, this is a classic Snake Eye sword. He can cut some things in there. He can use it for nice little stabby, and Snake Eyes needs his sword. So this is a perfect accessory. Plus, it helped him get out of the box. And look at all these other goodies in there. I think this is where the true Fortnite crossover piece comes, because the weapons that they gave him are featured in the game. Some of them are a little bit more ridiculous, but a lot of them are fun. So let's see what we can do with our Snake Eyes and his Fortnite accessories. All right, so first up we have the holster for the sword, because if he's got all those fun weapons, we got to put that sword away. And it does look like there's a peg on it. And G.I. Joe Classified are known for their backpacks. His backpack happens to be the holder for his sword, so we can slide that in, sheath it up. And so let's see, the hole is lined up with the belt sash that he has. So we can just plop it in there, and now he's good to go. And it's also cool because you can pose him with that, so he can reach over his shoulder, grab his sword, slice a watermelon, put it back, impress all his friends. Great party trick that Snake Eyes is notoriously known for. And next up on the accessory train, we've got a grenade. It genuinely looks like it could be a disco grenade. So when you go to a party and no one's dancing, you grab that disco grenade, you launch it in there. It's probably going to scare some people, so you probably should not do this. This is not recommended. But it lights, there's flashes, people are dancing. You know, it's a great way to break the mood and probably get yourself kicked out of the discotheque. But he could hold it. It looks pretty awesome. It slid out. It is on the floor, and all right, it did fall behind some boxes. I'll have to grab that later. Snake Eyes could not see it. Then we've got another grenade. This looks like a snowman grenade. I'm not sure what this does in the game, but it looks pretty fun. So during the winter time, I'm sure I can get good use of that. He can throw it, do some stop motion, turn into a snowman. It does not look like the handle is able to fit his fingers in there, so I'm not going to force it because I'm not going to display him with it, but I will use it. Ooh, all right, this is, dare I say, one of the coolest accessories I've ever seen a G.I. Joe Classified come with. I've seen figures come with a throwing star before, but never where it's in the hand. Usually you have to slide it in. It looks awkward. This one comes perfectly positioned to hold the throwing star. So this is one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen on a G.I. Joe Classified figure. That just looks incredible. And since this is a Snake Eyes figure, I can use this hand on other Snake Eyes figures to swap it out, or other people who just have a black glove on. But for this purpose, I'm probably not going to display him with it because since it is the Fortnite crossover, I want to give him the more ridiculous, more absurd, like classic Fortnite weapons. So unfortunately, the throwing star is going to have to go to another Snake Eyes. He will be the benefactor of that awesome hand. And to get that hand on, I did mess with his leg stance a little bit, so he's a little bit wobbly. So let's fix him so he could stand up while we look at the rest of the accessories. And then we've got, this is like the health shield canister from Fortnite. So that is a classic accessory where you can give yourself, restore yourself. And you have to have that so that he can do all his fighting. And then this is a pretty fun gun. I'm not sure what any of these are called. This one is likely some sort of grappling hook. This one is some sort of canister firing thing. I don't know. It looks awesome. Then we've got a classic, looks like automatic fiery gun, which is that's very much Snake Eyes, I would say. And then also very much Snake Eyes. It's some sort of plunger attack thing. Snake Eyes is been known to head into battle and do a number on a toilet, so that's a dual purpose weapon. So that might be the one that he has to be displayed with. Plus this classic automatic weapon is that's very much Snake Eyes and very much Fortnite. So, and then to me, if I'm going to accessorize our Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Classified figure and try to make it as Fortnite as possible, the plunger and the machine gun are the way to go. And then we can give him a nice little pose. This was an interesting collaboration. Fortnite geared for the younger generation, G.I. Joe Classified geared towards the older generation. I'm not sure how much crossover there is between the fans and audiences of the two, but perhaps that was the reason for the collaboration, to introduce different generations to the likes of the other generation. All in all, I really like this figure. I think it's pretty amazing. And we found our disco ball, so now we can display it, and ton of accessories. The Snake Eyes figure itself is amazing, probably one of the best G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes figures, so definitely worth picking up just for that case alone. And a tons of ridiculous weapons. I will use them in stop motions. I love this guy. Thanks for watching.